Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. I'm trying something different here. Today, I was sitting here thinking about why it's kind of important for you to not share your goals and your dreams with people before they start to kind of manifest in tangible reality. You see, a big reason is because the people around you don't necessarily know how to support you. Again, there's this living from ego versus living from spirit. And when people are living from their ego, they tend to see life as if I can avoid all of the negative and then I will be able to experience good. And so, for example, if I was to, let's just pretend that this is some type of bowl that I made in pottery class, and I think it's great. And I show it to my friend, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I really like it. That's so nice. You're so creative. However, if I say, I'm going to sell this thing for $5,000, they would probably say, what? Really? That's nice. But how are you going to go about doing that? And they would introduce all this doubt and all these logical things that make it me think that it's impossible for me to do this. And eventually I'll kind of push it to the side and just put it on a shelf, and it's a nice bowl for me, but the dream, the goal, it dies. You see, the reason why people do that is not necessarily because they don't like you or they don't want you to succeed. Quite the contrary. Again, we think that if we can spot all the negatives first and avoid that, then we will avoid the disappointment and the failure that comes along with not necessarily obtaining our goals. The other part is you're going to run into people who are just downright envious. You're right. They're just not going to want you to be able to get to where you're going. Now, it hurts because just like my arm, it hurts because you guys, this usually comes from like family and really close friends, where it's nice if you want to keep that to yourself, but I don't want you to get out of this barrel of life that we're both in together. No, I want you to be here and suffer right alongside me. And so they'll do little things and say little stuff that just kind of, because again, these are the people who are a little bit more intimate with you that kind of get you to kind of say, okay, maybe not. And before you know it, you're thinking that stuff is stupid or it's ugly or I don't like that. And you're calling yourself anxious or depressed or sad. And it's only because you were seeking out opinions. You see, you don't need anybody else's opinion because everybody does this for some type of reward. Anytime that you set a goal or follow a dream, it's because you want to receive something. Now, it doesn't always have to be financial. It can just be some accolades, a good feeling that you have. A feeling of accomplishment is enough oftentimes. And what happens is when you start to share that out with other people, like I said, it kind of diminishes your ability to get there. If you were to simply keep that to yourself and to work on it as a side project, you would begin to put yourself into the right mindset that I have everything available to me now that I need to take the next step, because that's all that this is. From getting a freshly made bowl to market to $5,000 is a series of steps, and it's not going from point A to point B. And if you would learn to say, try to enjoy the process of taking those steps and recognizing what's available in your space and being consistent, eventually you will get there. And then you'll say, look, you guys, you remember this bowl that I made a year ago? I just sold it for $5,000. And then people will get on board with being more supportive of you when you actually start to produce tangible results on the goals and the dreams that you have. But it's first recognizing that this is your process and you don't need anybody else's opinions. At some point later on, you'll start to, open up to more people's ideas based off of what you're doing once you start to recognize you're in a space that can recognize you. But again, that in itself is a whole another journey. For now, it's just the baby step of I have this dream, I have this idea, I have this goal, I have this desire, and learning how to give it to yourself. Because like I said, when you share it, let me get rid of that. When you share it with other people, they naturally either just try to show you all of the negatives so that you don't run into it, or B, they're jealous. Very rarely are you going to run into people who know how to dream and can support you in your goals accordingly. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's just whenever you do have these, I want to do this, just like Nike says, just do it. And then when things start to kind of manifest and you've made this goal, then share it with people. And you'll kind of learn how to kind of command things later. But again, all of this is the tip of the iceberg of the knowledge of how to run your life effectively. So yeah, I hope that helps. Have a blessed day.